Welcome, good morning. My name is Erin, and this will be our 1 hour's all levels flow. If you have blocks, you can just place those at the top of your mat for now. Also thick books or any other prop you have on hand. And we'll begin in a comfortable seat. If you're newer to yoga, that can be legs crossed, Sukhasana, maybe pulling one heel toward the opposite hip crease, or always the option to sit up on a block. Take a moment here to find your tall shape, striving to stack shoulders over hips, lightly engaging abdominal and back muscles, just enough to sit tall. And when you feel ready, close down the eyes, close down the mouth, and start to notice your breath. We'll use these first moments here at the beginning of our practice to connect to the body through the breath. With your next inhale, visualize the breath moving through the nose, down the back of the throat, all the way toward the belly. In yoga, striving to engage that bottom third of the lungs that we don't often use in our everyday life. Whenever you feel ready, lightly constrict the back of the throat and begin to cultivate your Ujjayi pranayama. Yogic victory breath control. It's a bit like fogging up a mirror with the breath, but with the mouth closed down. Eventually tuning into that audible oceanic quality to the breath. And as you settle into your pace of breath, I'll open our practice with a poem, not specifically about yoga, but one that always makes me think about the effort we put in on our mats. By William Martin. Do not ask your children to strive. Do not ask your children to strive for extraordinary lives. Such striving may seem admirable, but it is the way of foolishness. Help them instead to find the wonder and the marvel of an ordinary life. Show them the joy of tasting tomatoes, apples, and pears. Show them how to cry when pets and people die. Show them the infinite pleasure in the touch of a hand. And make the ordinary come alive for them. The extraordinary will take care of itself. Take one more deep Ujjayi breath here. And then open the eyes, keep the breath moving as we prepare to move. Next inhale, reach the arms up, palms come to touch. With the exhale, draw palms through heart center, send the elbows wide. Moving like this on the breath. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, heart center, Anjali Mudra. Inhale to reach, maybe gaze starts to turn up. Exhale, heart center. With your next inhale, reach both arms up. On the exhale, bend to the right, plant the right palm, reach the left arm up and overhead. You can also slide a block under that right palm to lift the floor. Keep the left hip rooted as well. Start to work your left shoulder back. See if you can get your gaze to turn up toward the sky. If you have the space, option to lower to the right forearm here. Good, another deep breath cycle here. Before rising up, engage the belly. Next inhale, rise through center, reach the arms tall. Exhale, bend left, plant the left palm, right arm reaches up and overhead to the left. Stay here, grounding down through the hips, and then roll the right shoulder back, create space to turn the gaze up. Again, option to lower to the forearm if that's accessible, and breathe. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, walk your hands forward, tuck the chin to the chest, forward seated fold. Press back through the hips. Hands are shoulder distance apart here. And then soften the face, running the tongue between the lips and the teeth. Visualize inflating that space between the shoulder blades with the breath. Next, inhale, walk your hands in, come to sit tall, and then we'll send the legs long, coming to a seat with legs straight forward. Draw your legs together. Begin to flex all 10 toes. Always the option to slide a blanket here under the back inch of the sits bones. And then with an inhale, bend the right knee, plant the right foot inside the left leg. Right hand behind the body, wrap your left arm around your bent knee. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine up. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep sitting tall here. And then actively ground that left leg toward the mat. Stay right here for a deeper twist. Work your left elbow outside your right leg. Marichyasana twist, named for Indian sage Marichi. Striving to draw weight out of that right hand. Exhaling to deepen the twist. Good, next inhale, rotate through center, and then send your right leg long back to your tall seat. Inhale, bend the left knee, plant the foot inside your right leg. Left hand behind the body, wrap the right arm around your bent knee. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine up. Exhale, gaze over the left shoulder, right heel, calf, and thigh grounding down. And breathe. If you went deeper on the first side, option to work that right elbow outside the left leg. Good, take a deep inhale here. Exhale through center, send the left leg long, and then cross the ankles, roll over onto hands and knees. If you had a blanket underneath, slide that aside. We'll come to stack shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Take a moment to check in with the hands. Point your fingers pointing right toward the top of your mat. Fingers spread wide, and then press through the thumbs and pinky fingers. Then tuck all 10 toes to the mat. Next, inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, Marjaryasana. Exhale, press through the palms, tuck the chin, Bitilasana. Take a few rounds of cow-cats on your breath, really engaging the whole hands here, all 10 toes pressing to the mat. Making our first vinyasa here, vinyasa meaning connecting our breath with movement in an intentional way. Good. After your next exhale, meet me in neutral tabletop, gaze between the thumbs. And then take an inhale, send the right leg back, plant the right foot at an angle, kickstand your left toes off the mat. Keep the left palm planted, bring the right hand to the hip. From here, reach the right arm up and over to the left, and then begin to hover that right leg any amount. We're working to bring right arm and leg parallel to the mat. We'll find some crunches here. Really press through the left palm. Inhale for length. Exhale, right elbow toward right knee. Crunch. Inhale, extend, gaze to the right. Exhale, crunch. Good. Once more, inhale, extend. On the exhale, plant the right foot, open the chest to the sky, reach the right arm back. Deep breath cycle here. One more inhale. Exhale to tabletop, reset. Plant down through both palms, and we'll take that all on the second side. With an inhale, send the left leg back, plant the left foot at an angle, kickstand your right toes off the mat. Left hand to hip, and then reach the left arm up and over to the right. Start to hover that left leg any amount. Good, we'll find those crunches. Deep inhale here. Exhale, left elbow, left knee, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. This time, inhale, extend, plant the left foot, open the chest to the sky, and breathe. One more inhale. Exhale to tabletop. Send your knees wide, big toes touch. Press your hips back. Wide-legged Balasana, Child's Pose. If the forehead doesn't touch the mat, you can slide one of your blocks underneath. And then lightly massage that space between the eyebrows. Third eye center. Let the face become soft. Throughout our practice today, come back here to Balasana, tabletop, or down dog anytime you need. As we continue to build heat, maintaining that softness of the face, even as you engage the physical body. Next, inhale, press up to hands and knees. Tuck all 10 toes. Send the hips up and back. Our first downward facing dog. Walk your feet back. It's okay if heels are high off the mat. We want the same distance between hands and feet here that we'll have when we roll forward to plank. You can always keep a deep bend in the knees as you start to open through the hamstrings. Really press through the palms, just like in tabletop, engaging all the knuckles of the fingers. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And from here, take an inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. This time, inhale forward to plank. Lower the knees, so knees are behind the hips here. And then cross one ankle on top of the other. We'll work on our Chaturanga Push Up, lowering halfway down or as much as you can. Take an inhale, press through the palms. Exhale, lower, hug the elbows to the rib cage. Good, inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower, crown of the head reaches forward. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower. And this time, inhale, press up, uncross the ankles, tuck your toes, hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So that's a great variation anytime we move through a flow. So you work to build that Chaturanga strength, just lowering knees first. Without lifting the leg up and back, take an inhale, step the right foot between the hands, lower your left knee. And we'll stay right here with fingers on the mat. Option to bring your blocks under the hands here to lift the floor. We'll find some movement on the breath, keeping that front knee bent. Take an inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold the torso forward. Inhale, rise up. Keep the bend in the knee. Exhale, fold. Once more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and step it back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, forward to plank. And on the exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Hug the elbows to the ribs. Inhale, slide to the belly. Hover palms and knees. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. 2 deep Ujjayi breaths here. In and out through the nose. Inner elbows drawing toward the ears, back of the neck fully relaxed. Without lifting the leg up and back, take an inhale, step the left foot between the hands, lower the right knee. Fingers to the mat or blocks, front knee over ankle. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, fold, torso over front knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Once more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Next, inhale, gaze forward, come on the tiptoes. Slowly tiptoe toward the hands, taking 10 or 20 steps here, as high up on your toes as you can. Good, eventually meet me in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Uttanasana. For more intensity, big toes touching, heels slightly apart. For less intensity, bring your feet hips distance or wider. And then catch the opposite elbows with the palms. Start to sway gently left and right. Back of the head hangs heavy. Explore drawing the weight forward to the toes. In your mind, visualize your hips stacking right over heels and ankles. The next time you sway through center, find some stillness here. And then with an exhale, release the elbows, take a deep bend in the knees. Let the head and shoulders hang heavy. Press down through the feet. And with an inhale, slowly roll up. Legs are active, head and shoulders come last. And we'll meet at the top of the mat in Tadasana, our first mountain pose. Always striving for full body engagement here, toes spread wide. Starting with the feet, grounding down, lift the kneecaps up. Feel the quads engage. Tailbone tucking under, rib cage pulling in and up. And then reach the fingers toward the feet. Moving to classical Surya Namaskar, sun salutes on the breath. From the top of the mat, inhale, palms to heart center. Exhale, shoulders back. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, forward and fold. Right foot steps back. Inhale, lower right knee. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank, option to lower knees. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, elbows to ribs. Inhale, slide forward, hover palms and knees. Exhale, back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps forward, inhale. Exhale, step to the top and fold. Inhale to rise, reach forward and up. Exhale, heart center, second side. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Inhale, lower left knee. Exhale, back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, roll forward. Phalakasana. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, elbows to ribs. Inhale, slide forward. Cobra pose. Exhale, back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale to rise, hips forward. Exhale, heart, again like this. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Right foot back. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, roll forward. Phalakasana. Exhale, lower. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward. Bhujangasana. Exhale, back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale to rise. Exhale, heart, last side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot back. Inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, roll forward. Phalakasana. Exhale, lower. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward. Bhujangasana. Exhale back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale to rise. Slight back bend. Exhale, heart. And release the arms. Back to Tadasana. Top of the mat. Check back in with your feet. Spread the toes wide. And then close the eyes or soften your drishti, your gaze. With an inhale, start to rock the weight forward to the toes, back to the heels, ground through center. Rock to the right, to the left, ground through center. 2 deep Ujjayi breaths here. Slow it down. Moving on to modern Surya Namaskar B. Open the eyes at the top of the mat. With an inhale, bend the knees, sweep the fingers down and up. Utkatasana. Exhale, stand up, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift, fingers to shins. Exhale, step to plank, lower on the same exhale to the belly. Untuck your toes, modern cobra. Inhale. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step it through for warrior one. Plant your back heel. Inhale, rise up, just a breath. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, step to plank, move through your flow. Always the option to skip the push-up here or add an extra push-up. Down dog, inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step through, Virabhadrasana 1. Plant your back heel. Inhale, rise up, just a breath. Exhale, plant the hands, step to plank, one more flow, and then we'll hold 5 breaths in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Remembering you can always lower the knees to tabletop here. In down dog, start to tap into that balance of effort and ease, sthira and sukha. Engaging the body, softening the face, quieting the mind. With an inhale, gaze forward, come on the toes, and step or float between the hands to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep the fingers down and up. Exhale, stand up, release the arms, top of the mat. Good, 2 deep breath cycles here. Notice that inner heat cultivated through modern sun salutes. And then adding on here, next inhale, arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward, hold here. Heel toe your feet hips distance apart. If they're not already, start to draw the weight to your toes and then catch your big toes with the first 2 fingers. Cap it with the thumb. Take an inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. Really press down through the big toes here. Feel the hamstrings start to open. Explore balance, seeing how far forward you can shift the weight. And breathe. Hand to big toe pose. Good, next inhale, half lift, let the toes go. Exhale, fold and step it back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step it through for warrior one. Plant the back heel. With an inhale, rise up, Reach the arms high. And we'll hold this time, finding your deepest expression today. Energetically drawing left hip forward, right hip back. To add intensity, bring palms together, shift the gaze up, but keep that bend in the front knee. Good. Notice if the contents of the rib cage are spilling forward, pull them in and up, torso straight and strong. Next inhale, straighten the front leg. On the exhale, reach the hands forward, find your blocks, and fold palms to blocks. Tadasana, pyramid pose. Walk your blocks and hands as far forward as you can here. And then make sure you're pressing through the inner edge of that front foot. Hips stay toward the top of the mat, and release the back of the neck. Couple deep breaths here, drawing breath to the back of your right leg. And even if you don't normally use blocks for this pose, we'll want them for where we're heading in this sequence. From here, firmly plant your palms on the blocks. Take an inhale, shift the weight to your front foot, lift the back heel. Exhale, step up on the right foot, send the left leg straight back. So we're not in warrior 3 here. Left leg parallel to the ground, moving towards Shiva Squats. Inhale, lift up on the fingertips. Exhale, bend the right knee, draw left knee behind, squat. Inhale, rise, send the left leg back. Good, exhale, squat. This time, inhale, left leg back. On the exhale, squat, lower all the way to the buttocks. Keep your right foot outside your left leg. Setting up for a twist here. Right hand behind the body. Wrap the left arm around your right leg. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine up. Exhale, twist right. See if you can keep the right sits bones and right glute pressing down to the mat. And again, to go deeper, you can slide your left elbow outside your right leg. Always using exhales here to contract the belly, deepening the twist. Good. Dynamic transition out of this shape. Next, inhale, plant the palms at the top of the mat. Step up on your right leg, send your left leg back. Runner's lunge, front knee over ankle. Good, and then step it back, downward facing dog. Adho Shavasana. Flow with me on the breath or hold a resting shape. If you're flowing, inhale to plank. Exhale, lower halfway or to the belly. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips back. Adho Shavasana. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step through Virabhadrasana 1. Plant your back heel. When you're stable, rise up, reach both arms high. And we'll hold here, settling in. This time pulling that right hip forward, left hip back. Shoulders drawing down and back, away from the ears. To go deeper, bring your palms together. Keep the bend in the front knee. Shift your gaze up. Good. Virabhadrasana 1. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg, reach through the fingers. Exhale, reach forward first, hinge at the hips, and then fold hands to blocks at the top of your mat. Keeping hips squared forward, walk your hands in blocks as far forward as you can. Begin to draw breath to your left hamstring, pressing through the inner edge of that front foot. Back of the neck relaxes here. Tadasana, pyramid. And again, even if you don't normally use blocks here, keep your hands on the blocks. Preparing for our Shiva Squats, press the palms down. Take an inhale, bend the front knee, lift the back heel. Exhale, step up on the left foot, send your right leg straight back, 90-degree angle, right leg parallel to the ground. Take an inhale, lift up on the fingertips. Exhale, right knee behind the left knee, squat. Inhale, rise and extend. Exhale, squat. This time, inhale, extend. On the exhale, squat. Lower all the way to a seat. Left foot outside your right leg. And then bring the left hand behind the body here. Press down through that left foot. Right arm wraps around the bent knee. Deep inhale, reach the spine up. Exhale, twist to the left. And then check in with your left glute. Make sure it's grounding toward the mat. Great place to stay here. Or you can work your right elbow outside your left leg. Couple deep breaths, breathing into that compression of the inner organs. With your next inhale, rotate forward, plant both palms, and then step up on your left foot. Send your right leg back. Runner's lunge, front knee over ankle. Good, and then step it all the way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're all moving toward child's pose. Option to take a flow first. Choose what you need. If you're flowing, slow and steady. And eventually we'll lower all the way to the mat. Bringing legs together. And pressing hips back toward the heels on your breath. As you find child's pose, send the arms back, just giving your shoulders a little rest here. Forehead to a block or the mat. And breathe. Take a quick scan of body, mind, and breath. Notice what's shifted, what's changed since the beginning of your practice. You're welcome to stay. Otherwise, with an inhale, press forward to hands and knees, coming to tabletop pose. And then from here, lower to the forearms parallel. Step your legs back for forearm plank. So just like regular plank, long line from back of the head to heels, shoulders over elbows. You can also lower the knees. They'll be behind the hips. We're moving towards side forearm plank variation. Lift the right palm, place the right palm where your left elbow is. Roll to the right side, stack your feet, left hand to hip. Stay right here or reach the left arm up and overhead. Gaze can stay low to the right. Good, Shavasana prep. Lift the hips up and away from the floor. One more inhale. Exhale, forearm plank. We're moving right to the second side. Bring your left palm to where your right elbow is. Roll to the left. Right hand to hip. Really press down through that left forearm. Maybe reach the right arm up and overhead. Gaze stays low to the left. Shavasana prep. One more inhale. Exhale, forearm plank. Take a deep inhale here. And then lower to the belly. Keep your arms as they are. Nice effort. We'll set up for Sphinx Pose here. So forearms and palms are parallel. Press the tops of the feet to the mat. So much the kneecaps start to lift. Take an inhale. Press the floor away. Gaze straight forward. Exhale, holding here. Hips stay on the mat. And then maybe this is where you stay. To go deeper, without lifting the hips off the mat, you can start to straighten through the arms. Maybe walk the hands toward the hip creases. Arms stay parallel, shoulder distance apart. Nada Virasana. If it feels okay, option to release the neck back. A couple more breaths in your variation. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release to the belly. Rest the forehead on top of the palms. Let the legs relax. Find your breath. And then bring both palms under the shoulders. Tuck your toes behind you. We'll work on pressing up through plank with integrity. Knees can be lifted or lowered. Before rising, draw the elbows to the ribs. When you're ready, slowly press up. Exhale, hips back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. 3 deep Ujjayi breaths here. Maybe down dog is feeling a bit more open, a bit more like a resting shape here. Good. Next inhale, gaze forward, come on the toes. Exhale to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, release the arms and come to standing. We're moving toward our standing balance here. So if you'd like to use a wall or you're not sure, you can move so one set of fingers brushes the wall. And otherwise, we'll start with both hands on the hips. Bring your feet hips distance apart. Begin to ground down through the left foot. From here, take an inhale, bend the right knee 90 degrees. Lift the foot, sole of the foot toward the mat. This is a great place to stay. Coming in if you wobble out. Option to try reaching for the right big toe with the right fingers. If you catch the foot, maybe extending the right leg forward. Option to have one set of fingers on the wall here, or you can reach the left arm up and overhead. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Upright, hand to big toe pose. Good. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, slowly release. Plant the right foot and shake out the hips. As always, letting go of the first side. And we'll take that on the second side. Hands to hips or one hand on the wall. And then we'll ground down through the right foot. When you're ready, inhale, bend the left knee, lift the foot, 90-degree angle. Find your balance here, steady gaze, and then maybe reach for the left big toe with the left fingers. If you catch that bind, you can explore straightening the left leg any amount. Good. Stay right here or reach the right arm up. And breathe. Everything drawing in toward the midline here. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, slowly release. Let the arms go. Shake it out. Really nice effort. That's a challenging pose. And we'll step to the top of the mat if you're not already. From the top of the mat, both hands to the hips. Take a big step back with one foot, coming to face the long edge of your mat. We'll find some release here in a wide-legged fold. Deep inhale, chest forward. Exhale, hinge at the hips first, and then fold, bringing your palms to the mat. If your palms can't plant fully, find your blocks at any height. We want our palms shoulder distance apart, same shape as our yoga push-up arms. Walk your hands back, tops of fingers in line with tops of toes. Maybe crown of the head comes to the mat. If you're working on Shalamba Shirshasana 3, tripod headstand, you're welcome to go there. And if you're interested in exploring that, making a nice triangle between palms and head, start to draw the weight to the toes, let the hips lift. It's the exhales that allow us to catch that sense of levity, flight. Maybe bringing knees to the backs of the forearms, maybe sending legs out and up. Couple breaths to explore your shape. Nice, that looks great. Lift the weight out of the upper back. And in the next couple rounds of breath, slowly move back to your wide-legged forward fold. Release the head, and then we'll walk the hands forward off the mat for a nice wide down dog. Palms shoulder distance apart. Notice if your hips pulled forward too, press them back. Deep opening through the inner thighs, the outer shoulders. And breathe. With your next inhale, walk the hands in, bend the knees, hands to hips, and roll all the way to standing. Heel toe your feet together, and we'll step to the top of the mat. One last Surya Namaskar on the breath. We'll really slow it down here. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to plank, lower chaturanga or to the belly. Inhale, cobra or urdhva mukha svanasana. Exhale, hips back, adho mukha svanasana. Our last down dog here, holding about 5 breaths, or you can lower to the knees. See if you can allow a pause after each inhale and after each exhale as you regulate the nervous system, calming down. Good. If you're still in down dog, take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower to the knees, coming all the way to a seat. And we'll send the legs straight forward. From our seat here, no blanket underneath for this shape. If you have one, slide that aside. And then plant your feet hips distance apart. Bring the hands behind the body, fingers pointed toward your body. Walk your hands a little closer together, squeeze your shoulder blades in. Setting up for reverse tabletop here. Next, inhale, press through the hands and feet. Lift the hips toward knee height. Exhale here, knees over ankles, maybe neck releases back. And we'll hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lift the hips and exhale to lower all the way to your seat. Once more, send your legs straight forward. Shake it out if you need. And then begin to flex all 10 toes toward the body. Engage the legs so much the heels might start to lift. Deep inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, reach forward first. Hinge at the hips and fold. Your hands can release anywhere along the mat, feet, or maybe big toes. Poshimottanasana. So our reverse tabletop is also intense east-facing pose. This shape is intense west-facing pose. Really nice shapes to explore together. One opening the chest and one opening the backs of the legs. If your hands are comfortably behind your heels, you can try a hand bind here, catching one wrist with the opposite fingers behind the feet. Use your exhales to contract the belly, pull it up under the lower ribs. Couple deep breaths here. If you did take that arm bind, release the wrist. Reach the arms forward first. Next, inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, release the hands. And we're moving all the way to the back body here. So in your own time, lowering fully to the mat. And as the back makes contact with the mat, plant the feet wide. Let the knees rest against one another. Bend the elbows, prana mudra. Arms on the ground, fingers pointing away from you. Take a couple slow, steady breaths here. Notice if the lower back is arching. Use the belly to gently draw the lower back toward the mat. Good, we're setting up for Supta Dandasana here, reclined staff pose. Begin to press the backs of the hands and arms down toward the mat. Keep the lower back in contact with the mat. And with an inhale, send the legs straight up. Spread the toes, pressing toes and heels toward the sky. So if this is too intense here, you can take a bend in the knees or just bring the feet back to the mat. Great variations. Otherwise, legs are straight, inner thighs actively drawing together, lower back grounding down. You can take a look. We have a tendency to pull our feet toward our face. This makes it easier. See if you can push your feet away from the face, ankles over knees, knees over hips. We'll take a few more rounds of slow, steady breath here, wherever you're at. This pose named for both the torso and legs as straight as a staff. If the legs are still lifted, point the toes strongly. Keep the legs active. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, slowly send the legs forward and down. And we'll meet all the way on the back. Let the arms come alongside the body. Flip the palms up. Legs relax. We'll take 3 rounds of lion's breath here. For lion's breath, we'll inhale through the nose, and on the exhale, open the mouth. Stick out the tongue, scrunch up the face, loudly expelling air. Preparing to inhale here. Twice more on your breath. And then let your breath come back to your normal Ujjayi breath. Mouth closed down. Send both arms wide in a T and flip your palms down. We're setting up for a twist here. Flipping the palms down really helps us to keep our shoulder blades on the mat and twist with integrity. Take an inhale, draw the knees into the chest. Exhale, knees up and over to the left. Shift your gaze to the right hand. And then let that right shoulder blade stay on the mat. You can always slide a block under or between your knees here. More important to keep the back grounded rather than getting knees to the floor. Jatara reclined spinal twists. It's a good time to soften your drishti, your gaze, or maybe close down the eyes altogether. Start to notice any sensations of release, relaxation, satisfaction that come up after yogic effort. With your next inhale, keep the arms as they are, draw the knees to the chest, come to the back, and we'll move right to the second side. Another deep inhale here, hug the knees in. Exhale, knees up and over to the right, striving to have knees at or above hip height here so that there's no arching through the lower back, just twisting from the base of the spine. Shoulder blades relax to the ground. And breathe. As we begin to slow down our movements, if you notice chitta vritti, mind thoughts, distractions coming up, can simply visualize the movement of breath through the body, just as we began our practice, becoming very present in your body on the mat. Next, inhale, draw the knees into the chest. And we're making our way toward Shavasana, our final shape. If there's another pose or movement you need, happy baby or anything else, you're welcome to take that here. In the next 10 or so rounds of your breath, we're making our way fully to the back body. If you're newer to yoga, you can think of Shavasana like coming into sleep at the end of a day. That most important asana, posture, that allows us to process, integrate our practice, and find rest. If you're finding movement, move to the second side, find any counter pose you need. And then always the option to find clothing or props to be comfortable and warm in your final resting shape. Maybe sliding a blanket under the knees or on top of the hips. Eventually reclining fully to the back. Flipping palms up can help to tuck the shoulder blades underneath, if that feels okay. And as you extend the legs long, explore the distance between the legs. Find the shape where you feel you can most fully release and relax. And then let the feet splay out to the sides. On the back body, take one more long, deep inhale through the nose. And then open the mouth, sigh it out. Let your Ujjayi breath go. Mouth stays closed, eyes closed down, but feel the belly relax. Feel the back of the throat relax. Release the tip of the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Rather than mantra today, I will lead us into Shavasana with the same poem with which we began our practice. As I read, simply settle into your shape of quiet and stillness. Do not ask your children to strive for extraordinary lives. Such striving may seem admirable, but it is the way of foolishness. Help them instead to find the wonder and the marvel of an ordinary life. Show them the joy of tasting tomatoes, apples, and pears. Show them how to cry when pets and people die. Show them the infinite pleasure in the touch of a hand. And make the ordinary come alive for them. The extraordinary will take care of itself. Shavasana, corpse pose. Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Harihi Om Akanda Mandala Karam Vyaptam Mena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om. As you feel ready, begin to deepen your breath. Once more, drawing air all the way to the belly. And beginning to introduce small movements to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. No rush or urgency here. Always welcome to stay in relative stillness. As you feel ready, reach the arms overhead and find a full body stretch like you just woke up in the morning. If it feels okay on the knees, in your own time, draw both knees to the chest, roll to the right side body. Allowing a few breaths here before bringing head above heart. Whenever you feel ready to rise, keep the eyes closed or gaze soft. Press yourself to your most comfortable seat. We'll close our practice as we began, sitting tall. Grounding down through the left and right sides of the body. Lightly roll the shoulders back and down. And take an inhale, bring palms to heart center, actively pressing thumbs to heart, heart to thumbs. We'll seal our practice with one round of Om, the universal sound of nature. You're welcome to join from home or simply listen. Preparing to inhale to Om. The light within me honors and respects the light within each of you. Thank you. Mil gracias. We bow and say a word. Namaste. Thanks so much. I hope to practice with you again soon, and always feel free to share your comments on YouTube, Facebook, or by phone. Have a great rest of your day.